Shalom, first thing and foremost, all the praises, honor, and glory and respect is forever due unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha HaKodash. Double honor goes out to the venerable apostles and bishops and Zaquanium that rule and teach Yasha Allah well through the Spirit, laboring in this word and doctrine, and are our true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Abba Ratazah, which means Father willing. So Father willing, this lesson is edifying. AI mass job layoffs coming. Companies have announced nearly 50,000 job cuts this year linked to artificial intelligence, according to research from outplacement firm Challenger. Gray and Christmas, those layoffs account for roughly 17% of the roughly 300,000 total job cuts. Job cuts announced so far in 2026, the firm's figures show. Yeah. So when you listen to these major AI tech billionaires, you know that a massive disruption is on its way, all right? Okay. In terms of labor force, just like we read, man, all right? Pretty much, all right? Layoffs. Look at that, nearly 50,000 job cuts this year. All linked to AI and more to come. Don't you worry, more to come. Okay. Yeah. Layoffs, more layoffs, plus even more layoffs, all right? As they're getting this technology ready to replace human workers. Yeah. See, we're actually in the midst of watching all this unfold. Yeah. Okay. They say that the white collar jobs, which are jobs that you can do in office behind a desk, computer desk, are the first ones to go. All right. So plenty more people are going to be laid off. So more people are going to be aggravated, disgruntled. All right. Here's an article from yahoo.com, Washington Post, updated on the 22nd of May, 2026, the year of sellouts, apostates, and agents. Pardon me for my voice, Slovakia. Okay. All right. So I'll put the link to this article and another one I'm going to show you as well in the description box beneath. AI leaders see mass job loss coming. They want government's help solving it. Oh, look who's there, Elon Musk. He attends the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. That's what that image shows. January 22nd this year, yeah. Elon Musk has a plan for a future where jobs are wiped out by artificial intelligence a benevolent government will provide. Oh, as if the government is so benevolent. Yeah, right. The word government means control the people. Meant going into mind, govern mean to rule, control. Okay. And ultimately, they want to have a CHIP in you to control you like that. Universal high income via checks issued by the federal government is the best way to deal with unemployment caused by AI, Musk said in an X post. Musk has pushed government-issued checks not as a temporary stopgap, but a long-term plan for a world of, open quote, amazing abundance, end quote, he expects AI to create. AI/robotics will produce goods and services far in excess of the increase in the money supply, he added, so there will not be inflation. Nah. Inflation and hyperinflation is coming. Musk is a fierce critic of public spending who was long railed against government largesse. Okay, if I'm saying that word correctly. Through his oversight of the US Doge service, he once sought to cut $2 trillion from the federal budget, but his latest push proposes a radical expansion of the social safety net, dramatically exceeding Medicare, Medicaid, or Social Security. Musk is among a cohort of tech leaders arguing that AI's coming upheaval may demand massive infusions of cash to everyday Americans, a striking reversal for some tech circles, where many have expressed long-standing hostility to public benefit programs. We know cashless society is coming, man. That's what the elites want. Okay. And let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16 on down. Satan does not want this lesson out, but out it shall be into the ether, the virtual streets, the internet. Okay. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 6. Okay. So, the new system will be the MOTB system. Okay. All roads lead down to the MOTB, which is the RFID, Radio Frequency Identification Device, micro CHIP. Alright, that's the mark of the B to the E to the A to the S to the T. And the phone agreed with me on that. Alright. Alright, soon the what have machines and people coexisting together in the workforce. Alright? Okay. In order to buy and sell, you're going to have this mark. Everything's going digital. Don't forget about the central bank digital currencies. Okay. American dollar is being devalued day by day. All right. You cannot forget about the digital IDs. Okay. Because that's all part of the agenda as well. With your digital wallet too. Okay. And don't forget about the population control. All right. Because that devil still has that in mind. Okay. Remember the Georgia Guidestones that was vandalized, knocked down? See? Phone's reminding you too. It was knocked down years back. Okay. They still have their depopulation agenda underway. Okay. And of course, there's Universal Basic Income, UBI. Okay. AI to UBI. All right. Again, all leading to the RFID micro CHIP. All right. That prophecy has to play out. So that's what separates the Holy Bible from these other books. Okay. Or these are the so-called holy texts and holy books. Okay. So, we'll observe the things that are about to take place. All right. Obviously, I can't say enough. More layoffs. All right. There's going to be a continued advancement in that technology. And don't forget about the data centers as well. Okay. So people out here are going to be searching for answers. Everything going digital, like I said. All right. Okay. They'll have it where like, people won't cheat the system if you are marked with something where you need to buy or sell, which of course is the charagma, right? The CHIP. Okay. Next step in the process of what's going on right now. All right. Anthropic CEO Dario has called for similar public relief measures, including potentially universal basic income, right? Or UBI. See, that's the spirit. Eventually, he said, our current economic setup will no longer make sense. He wrote in a blog post, adding that there will be a need for a broader societal conversation about how the economy should be organized. So they're coming out and telling you this, man. This ain't hidden. This ain't on some alternative site. We have to dig deep and hard and long and waste a whole bunch of time trying to find out. This is coming out on mainstream news. So there's no excuse and it's out there. Okay. It's out there. They don't have much time left whatsoever, man. I very, very, very much doubt we have until 2030. Okay. Now they'll set, their target for that. But ideally, very ideally, they want that before. Okay. Let's go to the chapter before, Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. And it reads, therefore rejoice, you heavens, and you that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Exactly. Right. Many things, all right, in play in these end times, man. Third woe, which is World War III brewing up. Oh, by the way, from RT, NATO made mines found on gas tanker arriving in Russia. Okay. It looks like it's saying from Belgium. All right. Sometimes I've got problems opening RT News. So, you can, search this in Google. All right. There's wars and rumors of wars. Oh, yeah. Russia struck Ukraine. Again. So they're turning up on Ukraine. That's not stopped. All right. Taiwan is an ally of America as well. Okay. Russia prepares to launch systematic strikes on military targets. Okay. So yeah, World War III brewing up. Of course, the CHIP has to be mandated all over the world for the nukes fly. Okay. You got Elon Musk and many others crying about what? That we need universal basic income because of what's coming. Right? People will not be able to work like how they used to work. They won't be working like how they used to work. All right? It's not going to be a choice. Okay? It's going to be because there's not going to be any jobs left. All right? Before I go further, there's something else I'd like to share with you as well. Here it is. It's from theblock.co.uk. X that off. Bank of England outlines tokenization, stablecoin, vision for UK finance. This was put up on the 20th of May, 2026, the era of sellouts, apostates and agents. And they're turning up too. Quick take. Bank of England's Deputy Governor for Financial Stability outlined a vision for a tokenized UK financial system incorporating regulated stablecoins, you see. All right. The central bank plans to publish draft rules for systematic stablecoins next month and finalize them by the end of this year. All right. Reminds me of the scripture, remember? Revelation chapter 16 and verse 13, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon and out of the mouth of the beast and out of the mouth of the false prophet. Okay, you got the Washington, D.C., that's the military aspect of the beast system. All right. You've got London, okay, which is the financial aspect of the beast system. You've got the Vatican, that's the religious aspect of the beast system, okay? So, this is all lining up with that, okay? Sarah Breeden, the Bank of England's Deputy Governor for Financial Stability, said the central bank will focus its future strategy on tokenization to modernise finance in the UK. See, we know where this is heading, man. We're not ignorant to Satan's devices, okay? Lord willing, we get that scripture out later. So it's all coming to fruition. The Bible does not lie. The Lord, Yahweh Shai, does not lie. Okay? It's all coming to pass in our lifetime, and we are the final generation. During a Tuesday speech at London City Week 2026 conference, so much is happening this year, and we're not nearly halfway through the year, and a whole heap is happening. A lot happened last year and the year before. Things have just been turning up more and more and more through the Spirit. And we're ecstatic about it, man. All right, if you're in the right spirit, you should be. Breeden said the future retail payment system should feature multiple forms of interchangeable money, including tokenized deposits and stable coins. Oh, Salakia. Baba Kashar Salakia, there's a knock at the door. So, where was I? Yeah, the deputy governor pointed out that using shared ledger technology has the potential to make payments cheaper and faster with fewer intermediaries. She added that smart contracts allow customization, conditionality, and automation, which can further improve efficiency in retail payments, you see. This is all in a gradualism process. Okay, bit by bit, steps taken, right, till everything becomes digital and then it's all on the CHIP. In retail payments, we want a multi-money system that promotes competition and choice between robust forms of money. Yeah, they're going to do away with cash altogether, all right? Breeden said, alongside traditional bank deposits, people should be able to pay with tokenized bank deposits, regulated stablecoins, and potentially a retail central bank digital currency, CBDC. See? All right. Let's go to the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, and verse 7, and it reads, "But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober and watch unto prayer." That's right. Get your mind right and ready. Okay? This current economic system will eventually collapse. It's just a matter of time. All right? People are becoming even more disenchanted with the American dream. All right? They will revolt. Okay? These so-called experts run into the government. Oh, we need something set up next. All right? Because we see the next step. We see what the next step is going to be, right? Dealing with the MOTB. Okay. Yeah. Breeden also said the Bank of England is going a great deal to support responsible adoption of AI, including agentic payments and commerce. See that? And there's a lot of good stuff in this. Skip down a bit. On the 18th of May, the bank and the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA, published a joint consultation for its tokenization program, which centers around the bank FCA Digital Security Sandbox, which launched in 2024 and runs until January 2029. I believe that's the end of Parliament over here, UK Parliament. Okay, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me if I'm wrong. The sandbox allows firms to establish live trading venues and settlements systems for tokenized securities. Breeden said 16 firms are preparing to launch on the sandbox from late 2026, with participants including Euroclear, HSBC, and London Stock Exchange Group. Yeah. What leap's about to happen, man. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 118. And this is key right here, man. Psalms chapter 118 and verse 8. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes. Okay. The word confidence, when you break that down, con meaning with and fidence going back into fidelity, meaning faith. So if you're still having faith and trusting in America, Babylon the Great, or believing in this corrupt system, then you're in for a rude awakening, honestly. It's 2026, man. Come on, wake up. Right? When the Most High allows the elites to install and run this system, you better be ready. A top-down control system. And to take part in it, right, you'll need that mark, right, to operate on the grid. And in this system, man, setting up smart cities, 15-minute smart cities, all right? Okay. Mass sea hipping stations are coming. Again, they're going to require you to be on that grid, man. Okay, but, the elect will not be deceived. Okay? You must really think the government is really your friend. Nah, man, they're not. Okay. Facts. The infrastructure of society is developing that way, man. Don't forget, you see, on top of what I've just brought out in that article, don't forget the digital pound and the digital euro over here in Europe as well. Okay? That's being pushed. All right? All right? Europe, really, it's Western Asia. So-called Middle East is Western Asia as well. Now, places like Japan, that's Eastern Asia. Okay? All right? But yeah, robots taking over jobs, Yeah, driverless cars. They didn't want you to have a car, man. Autonomous vehicles, automated vehicles, autonomous vehicles where... Oh yeah, they showed you that's it, where they showed you in the film, Leave the World Behind, no driver in the car. Okay, 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us if we are not ignorant of his devices. Let's get the word devices. We're not ignorant to it, man. We're going into it a number of times.
Strong's G 3540. Naima.
Again, sorry for my voice. Spiritual battle, man. It's all part of the condition of the battle. Spiritual war. But yeah, diesel price gone high. The scarcity of different things, right? Push their wicked agenda through the lack of stuff. A domino effect, man. We see what's going on. We're circumspect. Right? So much going on at once. The agenda is still being pushed. A mental perception, thought, and evil purpose. That which thinks the mind, thoughts, are purposes. Yeah. And that's what these elites have in mind. Okay. Even the global warming agenda that they've been pushing from day one. Yeah, they're still pushing that. And yet these people like Jill Bates call themselves philanthropists when they're truly not. And when you break down the word, philanthropy, Phil or philo meaning, love, and anthropo meaning mankind, loving mankind. All right. In fact, let's get the word on Etim Online. Close down certain tabs because Chrome is quite heavy on this for to run, heavy app. But I use it still anyway. It's a philanthropist or philanthropy. Now, Etim Online, love of humankind, especially is evinced in deeds of practical beneficence and work for the good of others. 1600 from late Latin, philanthropia, from Greek, philanthropia, kindliness, humanity, benevolence, love to mankind. E is the absolute opposite to that. Okay. From philanthropos, adjective, loving mankind, useful to man. From phil, loving, see philo, plus anthropos, mankind, see anthropo, yeah? E is adverse to nature, man. He's far from that. He's against good. He's against the Most High. He's the epitome of evil, right? So they hide themselves behind these titles and these charities. Or I'm a philanthropist, I'm donating such and such to this cause, all right? So on and so forth, man. All right? It's most likely a land grab or some other wicked plan they have behind that scheme, all right? Yeah. They hide behind these things, charities and titles to make out as if they're really good people when they're really not. All right? And charities in the UK is a scam. Cancer research, scam. Oxfam, scam. Comic Relief, scam. Red Nose Day, scam. Children in Need, scam. Animal charities like RSPCA, scam. They shouldn't even have animal charities. Please don't tell me you give to these charities, especially animal ones. Come on, man, get a grip. They're not going to school. Animals can't spend money. The money's going elsewhere. Advertising some sick cat or something, all right, on TV. Some poor conditions which they made for it. And they're asking you for a room or space to keep the animal. I've seen it with my own eyes on TV. They come with a voice and all that, and the number at the bottom of the screen for you to dial. Freaking joke, man. Ain't getting no penny out of me, man. If you know anyone that has a room or that you can please, all right, give it, get lost, man. It's all money making. E harms these creatures, man, and then turns around and asks you to give money. In fact, that reminds me of that scripture. A righteous man regardeth the life of the beast. Let me get that. Is it regardeth? That's it. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. See? And he's not righteous, man. Okay? He's unrighteous. He's cruel to these animals, man. Okay? Sterilizing like dogs and cats, and not just them, where they can't have any more offspring. Okay? There's declawing when they trim the nails are like large cats, felines, like like your tigers and your leopards and but then the cat family and things like that. Okay, and then you see them, the paws are like sensitive and kind of bleeding a bit. All right, they can go scratch the tree when they need to do something like that. They're clipping off their nails, like they need a manicure or pedicure, whatever you call it. People are sick and backwards. Animals having hip replacements or whatever. Okay. There's some cruel stuff to do, man. Vaccine shots to give them and all sorts. Okay. And there's more, all right? There's more that they do to them. All right? This is why I love it. I absolutely love it when I see like a dog or something like that maul their owner or something. Love it, man, because that dog is the victim and it deserves a medal, a trophy, respect, and also a certificate. Facts. Yeah, man, the spirit has me going this way, man. And has the nerve to come around and ask us for money to give to the animals. But yeah, anyway, he will say, oh, well, people are using too much stuff, mass consuming. All right, we need to curb it. All right. Using too much resources, too much of this, too much of that. That's all contributing to, like environmental damage and stuff of that, things of that nature. That's all rubbish. Watch. So it's all rubbish. They want to make you believe that there's not enough food to feed people on planet Earth. It's nonsense. Let's say you have an allotment or a back garden, you can plant your own things and grow your food. Okay. Sirach chapter 5 verse 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. That's right. You see. When they push this MOTB, the elect will go off the grid. Some of the elect will go off into concentration camps. Right? Some will be in prison, some will be beheaded. But they will not unalive all the elect. Okay. Okay. But we see how they're stirring up the narratives, man. Chaos in society. Demonizing teaching and preaching. Yeah. Persecution is coming, man. A 20-year-old, was it shooter as well, that claimed to be Jesus? Bugged out, man. Right? Them locks, them turd locks, Shiva Jattas. Alright. Looks older than that. Got different legislations out, because of protests. Right? Protesting. In the UK, man, police have been granted certain powers against protests and things of that nature. Give the police more power because of the anti-JJ stuff going on. There's constant protest over here all the time anyway. Okay. It was getting on the government over here, the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer. Right, they were getting on him because he weren't doing anything with, them recent attacks. Right, you got Free Palestine protests going on. So, give police more powers because of the anti-small hat stuff kicking off. Right? Where's Shem? Right? Us Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are Shem. E, the so-called WHITE, man. Even he's Shemitic, but he read Hebrew E. Right? Elam, so-called East Indians. Iranians. Okay? Bangladesh. Right? They're Shemitic. Moab, so-called Chinese, Shemitic. Ammon, so-called Japanese, Shemitic. Ishmael, so-called Arabs. Alright, which means mixed Arab, alright, a Shemitic. Right, but they don't want to talk about that. But these things are going down, man. Right, there'll be a lack of bread. Okay, more pestilences. The ones that are currently out are going to increase and get even more aggressive. Okay. Or they might release some new ones that become even more aggressive. Right? It's effective. How can you put confidence in the government at this point? Especially over here in the UK, man. It's a joke. Okay. But things are going down. There's going to be a lack of bread. Right? Britain is a joke. It's finished. It's done. This country's done. It's a mess over here. Don't be distracted with what's going on. This is a joke. Country's it's getting weaker, man. All these people out here just concerned with, partying and all that. Even if you go out into the city centre. Right? It's all they're concerned with. Mirth. That's coming to an end as well. Matthew chapter 24. Go straight to verse 37. These are the words of Yahushai. And it reads, But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. You see? Yeah, a lot of people scoffing at Noah and mocking Noah. Alright? Okay, when it was time for Noah to go into the ark, man, that was shut. Right? Okay. No one is, family to go into that was it. You see? And it never it never used to rain. But water from would come up and water the earth like dew. Okay, it never actually used to rain from like how we see rain today coming from the clouds. All right, before the flood. Okay, which was the first death. Okay, the second one's gonna be with fire, man. See how balanced the Lord is. Flood the whole world with water. This one gonna be a flood of fire. Okay. Yeah. So people are gonna carry on doing these things, marrying and all that, drinking, whatever. Okay. Subscribing to the ways of the world. All right. Okay. And everyone that picks up a Bible, they don't know what's going on. All right. And it don't mean they're gonna be saved either. Okay. These Christians, the law is done away with. Like, do as thou wilt, spirit, man. Okay. Bless everything, man. Bless up the pork and eat it, man. The shrimp, everything good, everything fine. They're ignorant, man, and they lack knowledge. And Christians, they're a joke. And a waste of time, too. So we're in the last days, man. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna end the lesson there. Look at this. This is what, 18th of May. Flights cancelled across Asia. Today is Thailand, United Arab Emirates, Singapore, Malaysia, South Korea. So on and so forth. See? Anyway, shalom.